We're live from Pocono Raceway, post-Craftsman Truck Series in the MillerTech Battery 200. It's the back road. Take a ride with us.
It's a non-points race, but it is a short race. Checker flag. That's all this race is.
What's going on, everybody? Elliot Hicks and Seth Woolcock here, live from the Pocono Raceway. We've just finished up the MillerTech Battery 200, the Craftsman Truck Series race. Layne Riggs is your winner. It was an exciting race all around, Seth.
Man, Elliot, the betting cards were not great. We're licking our wounds.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, for the kid. Licking my wounds a little bit, down about 4.5 units heading in to Saturday. But, you know, when you have a race like this where you saw so much on-track action and you get a fan favorite winner out of it all, it makes it all worth it either way.
Yeah, Layne Riggs definitely a fan favorite after today. Won the pole. Said after he won the pole, he was shocked. His first career Truck Series pole came into place like Pocono, a guy who's normally more apt to the short tracks. His 2 wins last year, Milwaukee and Bristol, and then comes to Pocono, very large track. Turn 2 is way off in the distance there. He'll be driving to it later. But Layne Riggs in 34 truck, taking advantage of some misfortune from Carson Hocevar and who else but Corey Heim every week in the Truck Series. If he's not winning, he's running into some misfortune when he was on his way to a win.
Yeah, man, it's so tough to bet Corey Heim. We talked about it on Thursday's show. Like, Corey Heim has the truck. He leads 40-plus laps once again, and then just bad luck with the tire going down. We heard it over the radio. Do I have a tire going down? They didn't think he did at first. He ended up having it. And that's just why, when it comes to NASCAR betting, it's so hard to lay even money on an outright, despite the dominant performance of someone like Corey Heim all season long, man.
Yeah, after the pit stop came in, the crew guys analyzing the tire, one of the guys said, man, it's just always something with us, isn't it? Whether it's getting run into or a tire going down. Corey Heim, he could arguably have won every truck race this year, but once again lets another one slip away. And Carson Hocevar as well. An incident there where neither Layne Riggs nor Carson Hocevar really thought they were the control truck. Turns out Riggs was the control truck, found out literally as the restart was happening. Hocevar was already gone, gets a restart violation penalty.
Need a little bit of like clear communication by NASCAR, but at the end of the day, like, you're professionals out there, someone has to have the answer, right? And, you know, sucks for Carson Hocevar. He had such a great piece of equipment under him in that Spire Motorsports truck and couldn't get it done. But, you know, this is someone, I think, if you're not betting Corey Heim, and like we said, it's tough to bet him at these even money price tags, you gotta keep looking at Carson Hocevar if he's gonna continue to bring his talents back down to the Craftsman Truck Series.
We were able to catch up with the winner of the MillerTech Battery 200, Layne Riggs. Mid-celebration, put the champagne bottle down and chatted with us for a few minutes.
Good. Layne, saw you outside the media center, interacting with fans, signing autographs, getting them in on the champagne. Why do you do that? Because I feel like we don't always see drivers taking the time to interact with the people, and obviously this is very special for you and you wanted to share it, but why are you doing that?
I mean, it's special for race fans to be a part of it. I mean, that's what's so great about our sport, is how the fans are right in it with us, getting to go to Victory Lane, getting so close to us, talking to us, doing autographs. You see all these other sports guys can't do that, and look, I'm no special than anybody else. I'm just the guy that gets to do really cool stuff, so I want to share that love. I want to share the feeling of victory with everybody else, and, you know, I want to make a little kid's day if they want an autograph from me. It'll make their whole weekend, and doesn't nothing but take 5 seconds for me. And I want to be the man of the people and somebody that you can, you know, rely on to be there for you.
So 5 top 5s coming into Pocono. You now have the win. What does this mean for the number 40 team and the momentum moving forward now that you're locked into the playoffs? Can you take different risks?
Yeah, locked in is, I mean, right now we're going to focus on Darlington, which is the first playoff race. The rest of these races, we're going to do the best we can, but we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to say, let's not take this risk. Let's not do this. Let's just point our way today, have a nice solid points day. That goes away, which is a great feeling. Great feeling of relief. We can focus on the important races, which are the playoff races for us. And I'm really glad that we're in that situation now. It's been tough as watching my teammate Chandler. He's got 2 wins and win early in the season. It's like, man, it's so – he's always like happy. Like every post-race meeting, he's like, yeah, we finished 20th, but it's okay. It happens. I'm over there like we finished 10th, and I'm worried.
Yeah.
So now me and him can both be happy about it, focus on our main races that really matter, and end goal is to get that big trophy at Phoenix.
How nice is it to not have to worry about the road courses the next couple of weeks getting the win here today?
Yeah, I mean, I really wasn't worried about the road courses. I like the road courses,
Nice.
and Coda last year was my first ever road course, and we were running second. I had no clue what I was doing, and we had an ignition issue, so the result didn't show. But we were there. I was comfortable. I knew what I was doing, and I was like, you know what? I went in very skeptical, but leaving, I was like, you know what? I like road courses. These are actually pretty fun. They're nothing but short tracks with some shifting and direction, both turning directions. So, no, it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that we have some more road courses in the schedule. As I mentioned earlier, we look at the Cup Series and Xfinity Series, the series we're going to move up to. We need experience at those kind of tracks that they run a lot of races at before we get there. So I'm glad they're sprinkling in some more.
What's the drink of choice after a victory like this? What are you celebrating with?
Drink of choice, tequila.
Ooh.
And I have a bottle of Casa Azul at home that my dad gave me for Christmas, and I said I'll drink it when I get my first win this year. So it is going to be drink tonight.
Awesome. Congratulations, man. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Seth, I tell you what, a little bit of tequila sounds pretty nice after today.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Shout out to Layne Riggs and Front Row Motorsports and the PR team over there for letting us have that few moments with him.
Yeah, dude, very, very cool. Like, man of the people, right? And we talked about in that interview, we saw him outside the media center having fun with the fans, gave us his time as well. And, we're just a couple D-gens talking NASCAR betting on YouTube, so we appreciate him. And great winner. And, hey, look, dude, we still have that, or at least I still have that 2.5 over Layne Riggs win total for the season. It's going to be a sweater coming down to it, but I feel a little bit better now. He said he's going to be able to take different risks and not have to, just back into points days. He can go for the win. So I'm feeling a little bit better coming out of Pocono here with it.
Yeah, man, having that confidence of a win, locking yourself into the playoffs, it really makes the rest of the regular season easier. Only a few races left in the regular season for the Truck Series. And we saw a few guys, Tyler Ankrum, I guess he has a win, but we saw some mid-race carnage. Tyler Ankrum, Grant Enfinger wiped out in that crash.
Yep.
Jake Garcia got wiped out in a crash shortly after that. Wiped out your top 5 bet for Grant Enfinger. Daniel Hemric ends up finishing 5th, cashing my top 5 bet. We'll talk about him in just a second. But we were able to catch back up with Frankie Muniz, driving the number 33 truck full-time. Our first year here covering ARCA in 2023. We talked with Frankie Muniz after a struggle of a day. They had mechanical issues very early in the race. We were able to catch up with Frankie and talk about what his life has been like in these last couple of years and how proud he was of a really good finish today for his team. They finished 19th, just his third top 20 of the season, and that's 2 in a row for Frankie Muniz and the Rayum Brothers Racing team. Let's hear from Frankie Muniz post-race.
2 points coming in today, P14 coming off Michigan. How does P19 feel here at Pocono? What was it like in the thick of that, man?
It feels really good, to be honest. We've had interesting season of ups and downs. My goal at the beginning of the year was for us to consistently run in the top 20. There's so many good teams and so many good drivers here in this series. So, if you're in the top 20, you're beating a lot of good trucks. So that's kind of where we want to be consistently. We had a lot of bad luck that took us out of that position a lot. So we would be better in the points if we didn't have that. But, this is 2 in a row, 2 top 20s in a row. So hopefully, we keep going. It motivates me for next week, you know what I mean? Having a positive day, cars clean. I was racing with some good trucks out there. And, we're happy.
So we caught up here with you 2 years ago. You're running ARCA at the time. Now full-time in the Truck Series, 2 in the mountain reboot. How has life changed and what's your life for you right now, man?
It's busy, real busy. Good problem to have, I guess, but I'm excited for next week. Obviously, Lime Rock, our first road course of the season, but then I'm excited for the 3-week break. I've only been home within 7 days since February, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. So, ready for the break, and then, ready to make the want for a top 20 be like, let's start being top 15s, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Frankie Muniz and his PR team also for a few moments. I was also able to catch up with Daniel Hemric post-race. Of course, hit that top 5 for me, finishing 5th. It was not a day without incident, though, which has been a common theme for the MHR number 19 team. They got the win at Martinsville, which takes some of the pressure off. They've had the speed, but just run into incidents. They had a long pit stop, had to repair some damage early in the race. Were able to come back and get a top 5 finish. Daniel talked about some of the adversity the team has gone through, but still being able to rattle off the good finishes.
The good thing is this team does pull the rope the same direction, and I'm just thankful to Bill McAnally. I know it's been a character building and patience building season for us. Thankfully, we are able to put the races together at the end when it matters. I can woulda, coulda, shoulda the stage points. I think there's been 3 or 4 weekends where we haven't tallied any, and we still made a decent result. So that's where we gotta, more speed, more balance the first run or two, give us that ability.
Of course, it is also Hemric's first season back in the Truck Series after running Xfinity and Cup in variations of full-time and part-time for quite a few years. He talked about just the level of Truck Series racing nowadays and how competitive it is compared to the Xfinity and Cup Series of recent years?
It's interesting because when you're on the Sunday side of the garages, it looks like you're watching things and moves and things happen, and then you're like, oh man, what was that? What was that? And even some when you're watching on Saturdays. And however, I tell you, like coming back over here, like the field, I think, and the drivers are smarter. It appears to be on the racetrack with them nowadays that they seem to be smarter. Everybody's studying more, and just as in all the sports, not just racing, right? The gaps and the margin for miss is so small. It's shrinking every year. So,
man, it just shows how difficult it really is to bet the Truck Series, because it's not just Corey Heim out there. There are so many good trucks out there, including Hemric and Layne Riggs, your winner today. Congratulations to him. Tomorrow we've got the Xfinity and the Cup Series, practice and qualifying for both of those series, and then the Xfinity Series race later in the afternoon. It is going to be a jam-packed day here on the IBT Media YouTube and social channels. Keep up with us and keep rolling down the back road from the Tricky Triangle.